Oh man, what a week, what a day, everything. Welcome back to Tips Matter. My name's Curtis. You can email the show stelzy@tipsmatter.com. Just wanted to throw something together. I missed yesterday, but I was traveling all day. I'm out of town, so I'm doing this from a hotel room. Just wanted to give everybody the scoop on where Giorgio and I are at for Circa Millions and Circa Survivor. And at the end, I've got a little three-player home run parlay that I really like the odds on. Kind of surprised on how high they really are with the stats. But listen, we'd love for you to follow the show on Instagram and X. Just Tips Matter. Love for you to give me a shout out, a follow, spread the word. I'd really appreciate it. Found out earlier this week that the show's making waves with the AI life. If you're out there on Google, Tips Matter's got a little AI going generated, which is pretty cool. So just thankful for everyone that's listened, everyone that's following, everyone that's sharing this podcast. I really appreciate it. If you're new to the show, I really started this for all of us that work in an industry that gets tips. Most of us, or a lot of us, are in the restaurant or the hospitality industry, servers, bellmen, doormen, bartenders, chauffeurs, right? This is really for you. I want to call out the people that think their presence is worth, paying our bills for just saying thank you very much when it's not. Because, we know what pays the bills. It's tips. And those entitled people that think their presence alone is thank you enough, it's not. So this is for you. So let's get to it. Once again, email the show, stelzy@tipsmatter.com. Let's start out with Circa Millions and where Giorgio and I are at before the spreads come out today. I'll give you the spreads in 1 second. We are on the Commanders, Cowboys, Texans, Titans, Jets. This is where we think the spreads will be when they're released today at Circa. So the Commanders, Washington is at home against the Raiders. We have -3 as our prediction. It's probably going to be Mariota at the helm. We really like the idea of the Raiders going coast to coast for the second time in 3 weeks. They opened the season in New England, went back home, played the Chargers. Now they're on a short week, traveling back to Washington, even though on the East Coast, even though it's going to be Mariota at the helm, we feel as a whole, the Commanders, that's a good spot. And you can tell there's a little, I don't know what the rift in that locker room maybe. You've had Jacoby Myers ask for a trade a week before the regular season. Now you have Ginty saying, why did you draft me 7th overall if you're not going to give me the ball? So you got a little rift with a brand new head coach in Pete Carroll. Geno Smith turned into the normal Geno Smith last week, which is a surprise in a dome. He usually plays well in a dome. I've never been a huge Geno fan. So the Commanders, definitely the first one we're on. The Cowboys, they are -1 at the Bears. Like this one a lot. You know what? The Bears have to prove to me that Caleb Williams can really play. I don't think that's been proven at all at this point at the level of an NFL starter. They are struggling, that's for sure, with Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson's offense is based on timing, and Caleb Williams couldn't hit a timing round if his life depended on it at this point. So Texans, Titans, Jets, the remaining three. Texans +2 at Jacksonville. Really thinking that may get to 2.5 maybe? I don't think it can get to a field goal. I think it's going to stay around +2. If anything, it could even go down to 1.5. So we are definitely on the Texans with that. Titans +4. We think that spread's going to hang around 4. Hosting the Colts. First time the Colts have went on the road this year. Playing a division rival. And Cam Ward, I don't think for a rookie, he has not been as bad as we all thought he would have been as a rookie with that team. And that defense has played well. I really like the Titans +4. So does Giorgio. And our last one, the Jets. We like the Jets with this week in Tampa. Tampa has a lot of injuries, especially on the offensive line. And I understand it's Tyrod Taylor at the helm this week for the Jets, but a lot of injuries. Plus, don't forget, it's a short week for the Bucs after playing Houston on Monday Night Football. You get plus 6.5 with the Jets, but it's been bouncing back and forth between plus 7, and it is slowly but surely making its way back to 7. So would love for it to get to 7. So once again, without the spreads, Commanders, Cowboys, Texans, Titans, Jets are our picks for Circa Million until the spreads come out today. Once again, thanks for listening to Tips Matter. My name's Curtis. Love for you to follow the show on social media, Just Tips Matter. Let's get to Circa Survivor. All kinds of ways you could go in Circa Survivor. I wonder how many are going to be on the Bills tonight with the Dolphins at home. The reason we don't want to go, there's multiple reasons. One, it's a Thursday night game. It can get squirrely. I know Josh Allen's unbelievable on Thursday nights, but the Dolphins do have weapons to beat you. That secondary is beat up for the Bills. Do I think it happens? No. Do I think the Bills blow them out? Of course, but that is a way to go. I think you could have some people on the Buccaneers against the Jets with a 6.5 point spread this week. Packers minus 7.5, but it is a road game at Cleveland. But you're going to have plenty of Packer backers this week in Circa Survivor. Colts have played well. This would be a really good spot to use them, except it's a divisional game on the road. I don't know if you want to go there. First time on the road for Daniel Jones at the Colts, but they should take care of business against the Titans, you would think, with that spread. Falcons minus 5. When this opened up to start the year, 2 weeks ago on the look ahead line, it was Falcons minus 1.5. Now it's all the way to 5. My only thinking on that is I think the Falcons may be a little better than we think. I think Penix may be even better than we think. He's got weapons, and when they're healthy, they really do have some weapons. So Atlanta minus 5, all you got to do is win. I can see the Falcons having some numbers on them for Survivor. Moving down, I think Chiefs at Giants, desperation spot. Can you get people on the Chiefs thinking they're not as good as we thought? You may not want to have to save them for the holiday break. Chiefs, they are favored by 6 in New York. Curious on how many would go Kansas City in a desperation, not wanting to fall to 0-3 spot. You also have the Ravens on Monday Night Football at home against the Lions. I think that might be a stay away spot, for me especially, because look, that Ravens team always has one really, really bad loss, weeks 1 to 3. Yes, the one against the Bills in week 1 was a really bad loss, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a big-time upset loss. I couldn't do that. So our pick right now is the Seahawks. You get the Seahawks at home against a Saints team that's 0-2, that probably wants to go 0-17 if you're up in the general manager's, booth. You also get Shane Rattler on the road, who has never won an NFL game. And if you can go into Seattle in that environment and get your first NFL win, well, congratulations. I can sleep at night. So we are on the Seahawks, minus 7. Look, I think the Seahawks may be better than what people think. They went to Pittsburgh and won. They are running the ball. Darnold and JSN have some chemistry right off the bat. What can you say? I like Seattle minus 7. I think the defense may be better. And I'm not joking. With all those injuries in San Francisco, I still think there's a path for Seattle to win the division. If for some reason Stafford would go out with an injury, I'm not saying a full season, but if he'd miss 4 or 5 games, I think there's a path for Seattle to win the NFC West. And that's a big number still. I think it's like an 8-1 or something to win in the NFC West. So, all right, let's get to the home run parlay. Look, I'm out of town. I had no idea this had a following. I really did not. I've had a couple people in Florida say, I love that. I've really went to focus on the NFL. It keeps coming back to the home run parlay. I think it's hilarious. I think it's amazing. I'm so glad people like it. I'm sure the long odds help. But I am so thankful for all of you that listen on that and want to know what the home run parlay is for the day. So let's get to it. Look, pretty easy to open it up. Brandon Lau against Chris Bassett. Lau in his career, 10 for 17 with 4 singles, 2 doubles, but he's got 4 rockets out of the park. He's hitting .588 in his career, slugging 1.412. Unbelievable. Brandon Lau of the Rays with 4 home runs and 17 at-bats against Chris Bassett. He is going off at a plus 350 to start on the home run parlay. Next one up, Ellie De La Cruz of the Reds against Colin Ray. He is 7 for 16. That's a .438 clip. 2 of those 7 hits are home runs. He's also got 3 singles, a double, and a triple. What can you say about Ellie De La Cruz against Colin Ray? You got to play that one. Another decent long shot there at plus 375. And then the one I had a couple choices. I got Ohtani, who's got 2 home runs against Webb. That's pretty good. You can't really use Blade. You could use Max Muncy against Webb. Let me tell you, that's still a huge game for the Giants, who are still in playoff contention. But the one you have to go with, in my opinion, and I know it's low odds, Aaron Judge against Cade Povich. He is 2 for 2 in his career with 2 home runs and 3 walks. So he's seeing the ball well off of Povich. You got to go with Judge. I know it's only a plus 195, but that home run parlay pays 62 to 1. So that's it for today. De La Cruz, Judge, and Lau. And it's Brandon Lau, the second baseman for the Rays. 62 to 1 on the home run parlay. You know, $5 pays 300. Why not, right? So that's where I'm at. That's where we're at for Circa Millions, where we're at for Circa Survivor and the home run parlay. Listen, what do you like? Let me know what you think. Give me a holler. Stelzy, Stelzy, at tipsmatter.com. And until next time, server, bartender, bellman, doorman, valet, chauffeur, don't forget, thank you doesn't pay the bills.